everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alycia and I'm a pastry chef with a severe sweet tooth. And I'm here to show you how to make the best keto desserts possible. So if you enjoy these recipes, please consider hitting the subscribe button, giving the video a thumbs up, leaving me a comment, and sharing with all your friends and family. It all helps my channel grow and to bring you new keto desserts almost every Saturday. Today, a delicious addition to your Thanksgiving breakfast or your Christmas breakfast or just regular any day of the week breakfast. A keto pumpkin cream cheese Danish. This is a spin off my already really well selling keto cream cheese Danish, and I sold out of this last week super fast. I had samples and pretty much everybody that tried it bought one. So I figured I'd bring the recipe to you, and there's still only 1 gram of net carb each for a slice of keto pumpkin cream cheese Danish. So let's get started. I'm going to tell you right now, this is super similar to my cream cheese Danish recipe. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. I will try to explain everything I did in the original video, but all we're doing is swapping out pumpkin for sour cream. And we're adding some extra spices. But we're starting out with 3/4 cup of granular Monkfruit erythritol blend and 4 warm eggs. It's already getting much frothier. Let's give it a scrape down. And I already have my oven preheated to 350 just to have it ready to go when we're ready. We stop and scrape down. I forgot the 1 stick of butter. I'm like, why is this so thick? Got to melt this and pour it in. Normally this goes in before the pumpkin puree, so don't do what I do. Do as I say. One more scrape down and whisk, and then we'll do the rest by hand. Okay. This recipe was derived from my coffee cake. I did add extra xanthan gum into the batter to help with the sinkage also. That's why the batter is so thick and gloopy looking. I might actually try and figure this out into a cinnamon roll recipe. We'll see, because this is so delicious and fluffy. I wonder if I can put yeast and everything in it. We'll see. There's so much I want to do, not enough time. Because I got to make stuff for my vendor shows, so it's like I want product to sell. So I like to experiment on things that are less risky, that are more likely to turn out like this, because I made money. Spread this all the way to the edges. Try to get this as even as possible. Once you're all spread out, this could take a little bit of practice, but I've done it a while. I mean, sometimes I still don't do it very great, but you want to do it right in the middle. You want to kind of just score it. It's just kind of more like a guide. You don't have to like use it, but we're going to cut this into thirds. So the middle third will be here, but these thirds, like you want a little bit closer to the edges. That, like that. Because you want even sides. Here and here, here and here, here and here. So cream cheese crumble. I just use a piping bag with a really large tip cut in it. If you made it thick enough, cream cheese, I just hold the bottom so it like doesn't fall out. And you usually have to do it in 2 batches if your bag's small. It also thickens as it sits, so. One thick pipe. You want to try to get it as even as possible. Never perfect. Then I crumble. I have 6 tablespoons of butter. Melted butter. Don't add all of it at once, just in case. Your oat fiber could be different absorbency than mine, so always add a little bit at a time. You just want to make sure it's a crumbly consistency. That's how you know how much butter to put in. Okay, this is going in a 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. Turn another 10 minutes. We're going to check on it, make sure it is good to go. And then we have to let it cool for a while, and then we can slice into it. Okay, if it is solid, you are good to go. Nice and brown on top. Looks good. I'm gonna let it cool for quite a while. All you need is a little bit of a powdered sweetener. Cannot use just stevia, it'll be way too sweet. I don't usually sift this because we're adding just liquid to it and it melts all the powdered sweetener. I'm gonna add in a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, a little bit of alternative milk of choice. I use my So Delicious coconut milk. Grab a little whisk. You can add vanilla, you can add caramel to this, whatever kind of extract you want, if you want one. You might need a tiny bit more powdered sweetener. You can see it's not going to be quite enough. Should be good. I'll let all that dissolve. Get a piping bag and pipe this on. I have a bag with a very thin tip on it. What I usually do is hold it down here, kind of open it up over my hand, but not quite because I want more room in there. That. Just pour it in. If you don't want any cooling effect, you have to use Bocha Sweet. It's the only powdered sweetener Allulose will work too, but it'll take longer to dry. And then I have it in my bag like this. Just go back and forth into each third. And fill with the rest of it. Now I'm going to throw this in the fridge and let it cool completely before we slice it. Okay, it's good enough. So we're going to slice into this. I'm going to do it in thirds. And then about 2 inches for each one. I'll cut it in half first, which is 6. Then 3. I usually always make the outside ones a little bit bigger just because, like, not everybody likes edge pieces. I think if we would have added the butter at the right point, it would have been a little bit fluffier of a Danish. It kind of sank, but still going to be pretty delicious. Just a little bit flatter than I would like. It's also not completely cooled yet either, so it'll be more stiff once it's cooled. Give this guy a try. Super light and fluffy. Crispy topping. I love my crumble. Crunchy, sweet. I'm going to take one bite in the middle. I already had my dessert for the day. So I'm just going to take one bite with the cream cheese because it's like the best part. So light and airy. The pumpkin Danish part isn't super sweet on its own, but that's why you have the sweetened cream cheese and the sweetened crumble on top. It all balances really well together. That's how I like it. There's people that said there wasn't enough cream cheese, there wasn't enough this, that. They wanted to double and triple, and I said, do what you want. You can do whatever you want with my base recipe. The carbs will change though. 1 carb for this whole piece. But if you start adding and stuff like that, it may go up a little bit. But my recipes are easily like doubled or halved, cut frozen, like portioned and frozen. All the recipes I have pretty much have been able to be frozen and thawed out and still just as delicious, with exception to creme brulee. That was the only thing that did not work when it thawed out. My whipped creams and everything were fine. So any of my keto recipes that are big batches, you can cook them, bake them. Even the doughs you can freeze before you bake them. Freeze them and pull them out, and they're just as good as when you first bake them. I'd say at least for a month. I've been eating some cake that was from my wedding testing like forever ago. So it may not be as good a year later, but it's still dessert to me. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Let me know if you enjoy it for your Thanksgiving morning or your Christmas morning. You can tag me on Instagram at Keto Upgrade Chef or Facebook at Keto Upgrade. You can show me pictures of your delicious pastries and delicious keto breakfast breads. I always enjoy seeing them. Don't forget to check out my Amazon links and the blog link to the full recipe in the description box below. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share with your friends and family and Facebook peeps. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'll be back with more keto dessert recipes. Bye guys.